Right, this is just a standard video, just explaining the analogy for SEO. This is one of the first videos for Hertfordshire Web Design. The purpose of this is to make sure that I'm able to record this and lay it out to the best possible way is to test the audio and this video output as a podcast as well as a YouTube video. So here goes. The beginning of this essay really is to give the sort of general guideline to how SEO work with regards to the world of Google and the Google search results and ranking. The reason why I use a pub analogy is because it literally is the idea of going into a pub and interacting and engaging. And this is part one of the SEO analogy that I'll be using. The first part is going to be this, which is talking about how to, well, enter a pub. We've all been in a situation where we've been turned away because we're either not fit to go into the pub or not well dressed enough, or there's something that the actual bouncers have found wrong, and the bouncers being i.e. Google and the Google search results. And this is the best way to actually describe it. So you're there on some weekend night or evening, and you're out there with your friends, and for some unknown reason you're turned away. The reason why you're turned away is because there's a couple of bouncers pretty much looking at you and saying how badly you're dressed, and that's that evening sport for you. Where the analogy comes in is technically the way that you actually see websites these days. A lot of websites are tailored for SEO and catered for SEO. So the idea behind it is to make sure that the way that you look, the way that you are dressed, is the same way that a website is coded, is written, and is laid out for not just functionality. So the connection would be, for example, if you are, say, wearing trainers, and you just naturally assume that you will be let into the world of, or the pub, or the world of the search engines. What Google does as the role of the bouncer is make sure that anybody that's entering the pub is actually well dressed or fit and ready to actually enter that pub environment. And the way that I see it is that if you are tailored, and the way that Hertfordshire Web Design works as a SEO, well, how do I say, is almost like a tailor. It makes sure that you are dressed really well, so that you're not just wearing trainers. Whatever the code is associated with the way that Google, as the bouncers to this pub, looks at you, they will judge you by the way that you look, the way that you're dressed, and also whether you've got the right credentials in order to enter the pub, which is the area where you want people to start finding you, start engaging with you, start gaining leads and engaging with the people inside. To get in, there are so many criteria that you actually do need to adhere to. And one of the main ones is the ability to look sharp. And what I normally do is I let people know that they are well dressed, and then do a quick once over the website. So again, it's to do with the way that the actual content of, say, the home page and the subsequent pages across the entire website is marked up and written out. So the meta tags, meta codes and meta descriptions, the way that the actual web address and URL is sorted out, whether you've got SSL certification, as well as the way that you actually are fast on the actual load, and the way you are catered for mobile communications. So whether you've got a responsive website, whether the actual website loads fast enough as a whole, and that's pretty much it. This is just basically an understanding of what Google actually does look out for. And in the next video, we'll be talking about the idea of what happens when you actually enter the pub and start engaging with the people inside. And that's the next part, is Google will basically allow you to go into the pub, but again, there are some criteria that will always be required. And what Hertfordshire Web Design does is make sure that you actually are looking sharp, looking the part, and able to actually engage with the people inside. That's pretty much it.